What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be going over Tyler's Talim 2 deck profile. If you like the profile, make sure you check out all of the matches that Talim played in out here on youtube.com/TCG University. There'll be a playlist for Season 3 start. Make sure you check that out, as well as all the other matches and profiles for this Campus Championship. And if you want to catch us live, go out to twitch.tv/TCG University. Every Tuesday, starting at 6 o'clock, we're out there live streaming an entire 8-man bracket tournament for your viewing pleasure. So with that, let's jump into the profile. All right, you guys, so this is Talim 2. This character is way better than I gave it credit for. So let's talk about what Talim wants to do. If you haven't seen one of my deck profiles, as opposed to just reading off the card verbatim, I want to give you more of an elevator pitch of how the deck works and the cool combos inside the deck, and there are plenty inside of this one. And kind of what the deck wants to do, as opposed to just like what do the cards do, right? So first off, let's talk about what Talim does. Talim, essentially, whenever I talked to Tyler, I was like, hey man, what's the deck do? He's like, hey, Talim gets a free momentum every turn, which is really good under the 3 symbols that she has. So playing under the good symbol, there's just a ton of uses for that free momentum every turn. Not to mention smacking my opponent. And so he wants to just build up in critical mass momentum as best he can and then spend that momentum effectively. The adding the cards down is fine. It's okay, but it's not the main focus of the deck. It's just, hey, I want a free momentum. And so the first thing attack that we're going to talk about is 3 Dark Chirito. If I've got on turn 1, turn 2, if I have more face downs than my opponent, it's just 12 free damage because Talim gets a free momentum on the Dark Chirito, and then we multiple it out. And then your attacks can't leave the card pool, and your attacks can't be reduced. So really good stuff. Just a solid utility good card. Just a good card. The next one is 4 Xiong Meteor style. In the same vein as Dark Chirito, if I've got more face down than you, it's just an extra 4 damage. And /or lets me destroy any of the face downs that I might have built off of Talim and then refresh them with face ups. There's a lot of flipping of foundations inside of this deck, which we'll get to whenever we get to the foundations. And there's a really cool card with one of the assets, which I will show you. We're playing 4 of the best ultra rare in the game, 4 Nutcracker. This card's just utility all over the place. With Talim, it gets an extra 3 speed for free because it has EX3. It normally gets an extra 4 damage. So on a 4 diff, it draws you a card, it has Breaker 2, and it's a 7 low for 8. Yeah, seems pretty okay. We're playing double Aether Leg. This is just, once again, just I want to grab that momentum and then cash it out instantly. Discard momentum, which we got off Talim for free, build the top 2 in. And they come in ready as opposed to committed. And so this really beefy 5 high for 6 attack just builds me 2 free foundations to try and just extend a kill turn. Really strong. And this 1 high block is actually really useful as well. We're playing 3 Cannon Crack, with us building down our our foundations committed, and with Aether Leg building them in. We need to be able to pick up the attacks that we accidentally build down, or if we pop in some multiples or so on and so forth. And so what this card says is just discard a card, add a face down to your hand, and it is a ton of deadlock pressure. If my opponent's at deadlock, just gets +4/+4 for free. Perfect example of a deadlock card. Up next, we've got 4 Spirit Slash. The reason this card was in here, honestly, was just a 0 high block, and it combos really well with having more face downs than my opponent. If I've got more face downs than them, it gets 2 speed and 1 damage. It's just a 6 high for, excuse me, it's just a 6 high for 5, and just pushes off more damage, or pushes through and grabs you an extra momentum every turn. It's very solid. Does it need to be in here? No, but I think it's a good tech piece. On to the assets and actions. The asset that we combo the most with is actually Fortnightly Restore. And you go, Tam, this doesn't make any sense. We have no real way to get rid of it. Well, if we see Nu Xiong style, the way that this works is I take and I have Nu Xiong style. I'll build in the Fortnightly. From there, I will use Nu Xiong style. I can use assets as powerful. I'll powerful it away. We'll both build the top 2 cards of our deck in, and then I'll Talim, and then these get built down and committed. So you stuffed 2 cards in your card pool because of Fortnightly, but I just built 2 foundations because of Fortnightly and got 4 damage and get an extra momentum because I've got more face downs than you. This card is incredibly strong with this combo. Is this the best character to do it in? No, I don't think so. But the fact that she gets to build the 2 face downs afterwards is incredibly strong, to the point where this might just be the main condition that you play inside of your version of Talim. I don't know. It's too soon to know. The next asset that we're playing is double Omega Sword and Owl Shield. I think this card's one of the best cards in the entire game. I can't believe that it is just a rare. It says that your attacks get more damage, and it says that blocking is incredibly simple. There is no progressive block math whenever we have this card. That shield is very, very big. Up next, we're playing a double Fatty Ball. If we want one free momentum, why not grab a second free momentum? It just says response commit after you added a momentum. Off of Talim's, if I've got more face on you, respond, commit, add another one from your hand to momentum. It just turns Talim's once per turn into essentially twice per turn. For the actions, we're just playing 4 Let's Cut Loose. It's just a really good utility. Being a 7-hand size character means that if I miss a bad block zone or I'm holding some poor cards when it comes to blocking, sometimes I can just get one shot, which just doesn't feel that great. And so I want to be able to make sure I can find whatever block zone I need, as well as it's a 6 check, as well as I can build stuff down. There's a lot of utility that goes on with Let's Cut Loose. On to the foundations. If you haven't watched one of my videos, like I said at the beginning, as opposed to just like laying out the foundations and reading them verbatim, I've kind of stacked these guys into what their jobs are, as opposed to just like reading the text off. So the first job that I have is I want to talk about building extra face downs. My character only works if I've got more face downs than you. So I'm going to play 3 of the Forbidden Technique. It says flip, take the top card of my deck and build it in face down. Essentially just a +1, as well as it's really useful on the block. It says Breaker 1, as well as after you play this, you can ready a face down. So it's kind of later in the game. It's kind of like a 2-div foundation if you think about it. We're playing a double Honky Tonk Woman. As we are making a tons of checks, there are plenty of cards that we want to build in, and this just says flip, working off of Talim's ability, build in whatever's on top of my discard pile, as long as it's a foundation. There's plenty of stuff that's playable while committed. There's plenty of stuff like Forbidden Technique that's really good on the next turn. This is a really bursty card. We're playing Triple Ominous Prophecy. This card absolutely demolishes some decks, and the fact that it's just a flip to add in an asset to our momentum is so incredibly good inside of this character, just because like if once per turn is really good, how about twice per turn? And you can do the same thing with Fatty Ball, right? So Fatty Ball plus this card says that it's thrice per turn, 1, 2 off Fatty Ball once, and just we'll get rid of the Fatty Ball. That's fine. And then this card just on the response just hoses some decks. There's some decks that just can't deal with this card whatsoever. Talim fought against a Zolt deck and absolutely demolished it because this card took away multiple. Well, now Zolt can't do anything. And it also just flips for more of our count. The next big flip card we've got is Never a Day Without Training. We are playing 6 assets, so getting an asset is fairly easy inside of this, as well as we're playing 4 New Xiong style. So it's super easy to get an asset onto the board. And this is his flip draw card. Incredibly useful on a 1/5/2 low block. And also, if you've got something in your hand that you want in your discard pile, something that maybe gets added in off of Nutcracker, this card can put in your discard pile for you. The next card says flip, pay 3, draw a card. A little worse than Never a Day, but it is a 1/5/3 high block, the opposite block zone as Never a Day, and can certainly come in handy. And the Desperation Enhance is not too bad. Lets you do a little bit extra math. We're playing 3 Toughest Punk in Junior High. Once again, it's a flip card, but it's a defensive flip card. After you, before you would take damage from an attack, just reduce it by 3. Sometimes block on the half block, you can put its damage to 0, or sometimes you don't have to block at all and take a 3 damage attack and drop it to nothing, or take a 6 damage attack and drop it to 3. It's super useful. But if you do have to make sure you block, we're playing double Kieran Soul, -1 speed, and if you do block, it does no damage. Be careful though; it does say this attack, and so if you flip it on yours as a goof, they can block it and also take no damage. More defense, we're playing double Overly Dramatic. This card is both defense and offense, but it's more defense just so that I can response flip after you do a thing, cancel it. After you decrease damage or increase speed, both of those abilities happen all the time on things that are like, hey, draw a card and -2 damage. Well, that actually will cancel all of it, the draw the card and the damage. So super, super important. And then my last big flippy card is double Wishing Ward. It's just a little momentum hate, and discarding the top 3 cards is not that big of a cost inside of our deck, especially with cards like Nutcracker adding in cool cards, as well as Meteor Style wanted to pull things out of the discard pile. Good for a little self-mill. On to the non-flip cards. These are kind of the rest of the staples inside of the deck. We're playing double passing the torch. It's just commit, draw an extra card. We're already a 7-hander, but we don't have a 7. We're a 7-hander that doesn't necessarily utilize our resources the best when it comes to adding cards to our hand. We're really good at tossing things in our staging area or into our momentum, but we might need that a little extra juice in order to kill our opponent. We're playing triple sense of morals, just the best target in order to find free draws off of Nutcracker. It doesn't count as progressive. Really good for stopping breakers. And then just after my thing gets committed, I can check a 4 and ready it back up. Good stun hate. We're playing a double Bakery Poster Girl, just a little speed hate. Maybe we can have a little more speed hate besides this and Kieran Soul in the deck, but, you know, tomato, tomato, to each their own. Destroy playable while committed. After your opponent plays 3 enhanced abilities, drop their speed to 0. Make sure I get to block whatever. This plus Owl Shield means that I just get to block everything for the rest of time. And then my last card is 3 Protecting the Protector. Talim gets so much momentum, and I need to be able to use that momentum. And so getting any of my things committed or stunned or broken off of a destroy is so important and I just get free momentum every single turn. And so there's no reason not to play this card. And we play a lot of it so that we can make sure that we see it. I don't want my stuff getting destroyed, and Talim makes sure that happens. All right, and so that was Tyler's Talim deck profile. If you like the profile, make sure you do all the cool YouTube stuff, like, share, comment, all of that. And if you want to catch the matches live, go out to twitch.tv/TCG UniVersus every Tuesday, 6 o'clock. We're all out there playing, hanging out, having a good time. And then lastly, if you want to talk about your Talim deck or conversate with Tyler about his Talim deck, go out to patreon.com/TCG University, sub at the $1 level and get access to our Discord where we can have conversation with you all day long about honestly any deck that you'd like. So, from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching and stay learned.